What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Subliners WarzoneMania, the $100,000 Warzone event coming here shortly. I'm your host, Chris Puckett, and I am joined once again by the biggest brains from around the Call of Duty universe. We've got the Subliners head coach, Mr. Bobble, on the show. How you feeling, John?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to get this tournament started. We finally know our teams. This is exciting times we're living in.
Absolutely, and we've got J-God and Nameless back again, our experts ready to give their draft grades. Nameless, you're not going to be too mean tonight, right, in your draft grades?
You know, I'll try not to be. The draft didn't go how I anticipated it would, but, you know, people pick players they're familiar with. Some teams went simply for the vibes, but I'm excited to grade these teams.
Jay, gotta know you are very happy with a number of the trios. We'll let you dive into that one. Let's start here with Team Vikkstar. What do you think of Big Vic's picks? He went with Jukies in the first round and then grabbed content creator Benny Central to fill out the all-UK team.
That would be like an AA plus in my opinion. I think that's like a perfectly stacked team. They were all EU based off all, you know, how they talked about it. It seems like that's going to be a good connection. I had all three of these players ranked pretty high in my overall numbers. So I think overall it should work pretty well in their favor. They're going to A plus. They're part of my top three basically in terms of teams.
All right, for those keeping track at home, J-God is a nice guy. One team, one A+ already. Let's go to Bobble here with Mrs. May, because in her first round, she grabbed OP Mark and then finished with Apathy, the longtime Call of Duty League veteran.
Yeah, I do think that she picked two very solid players in OP Marked and Apathy. However, I am grading this team a C+. I think compared to some of the other teams that we have here, I just don't think they match up as well. I think they're, missing some firepower that some of these other teams have that are well-rounded from top to bottom. So for that reason, I give them the C+.
Can't be mad at that. We got to go to the new face of the NYSL. Clayster was one of our captains with the 12 pick, and he was able to gobble up Frozone, who was still on the board. And then on the way back, he also got another OG in Neslo. So let's go to J-God for this one. What do you grade this team?
This is a B+. I think, like Clayster said it, hey, he's putting all his time into CDL, so he's a little bit lacking on the Warzone side as much as some of the other guys he picked up. And like he said, Frozone is relentlessly grinding Warzone like we talked about. He's top in kills. Neslo, very much the same, was a Warzone grinder, high KD, and I think they're very specialized in Warzone. I think if Clayster had a little more time to put into Warzone, this would definitely be an A pick as well.
Well, Bobble, for this next squad, we always know if New Yorkers aren't fighting each other, they definitely have each other's back. Well, it looks like the Subliners are rolling deep in this tournament. Zuma picked teammates Mac and Hydra in his second and third round.
Oh yeah, let's go. Team Subliners in the Subliners tournament. A+++++. You couldn't make a better team. They are going to dominate this tournament. I got their back. I'm going to coach them. They're winning this shindig.
All right, we got Coach Bobble for Warzone. I'd love to see that. Our next squad, this was one of our top two picks. Symphony went with Z-Laner and then caught Ocean OPZ, not Ocean Ops. Thank you, J-God, for the correction on that. Nameless, what do you think of Team Symphony?
I'm going to give it a B+. I think Symphony and Z-Laner are both very solid players. I haven't seen them play too many tournaments together, so I feel like it's going to be new territory for them. And then also Ocean Ops, I don't know too much about him, but he went very late in the draft, so probably a player that they're not comfortable with, and I just don't think that they're going to have a ton of chemistry. But I give them a B+ based on their talent alone. I know all three of these guys can shoot, and Symphony for sure. I played with him a ton. He's an absolute beast, so got to give him a B+ for that.
When it comes to battle royales, there's few names bigger than Tfue, and in this one, he wasn't available for the draft, so Bobble and I took our turns. I picked Doug is Raw. We also grabbed noobs on this roster, and J-God, I thought I built the best team possible, but you didn't give him the A++. Where do you got him?
I put him at B plus, primarily just because they haven't been grinding Warzone nearly as much. I know Doug is Raw is still primarily playing Warzone with a little bit of other games and stuff thrown in. But I think that's the main reason. I think if they were all three grinding on it, I know Tfue's been doing high rounds on zombies and speedrunning Minecraft and other type of stuff. So I think that's part of the reason why it dropped down. As far as talented, all these guys can shoot. They know how to play Warzone, just maybe not grinding as much as some of the other guys that we had on our leaderboard.
Mr. Bobble, you were our de facto picker for anyone who was unavailable in the draft, and the one man who wasn't there joining Tfue was SKump. So SKump absent, but you made the picks for him. You grabbed the Dark Horse Magnificent, and then you added J.R. Smith to the mix after seeing the response from the chat.
So, yeah, I consulted the chat for that one, so I'm not taking full credit for the J.R. Smith pick, but I did get some choice words from Seth after the draft was over. Regardless, I'm going to give this team a B-. I do think they have the talent. Obviously, the wild card in JR, if he shows up, plays like with the team, I still think they could do some damage here. I know some people are sleeping on JR, but I have faith behind him. And of course, Nameless completely sold me on Magnificent. I'm excited to see what that guy can do. And we all know with SKump, his force is felt on the map. So B- for this squadron.
The King with the Shirtless Wonder and J.R. Smith. Can't wait to see that duo in a trio format. Let's take a look at Team Crim 6. The world champ from the Dallas Empire went with an all CDL lineup, adding Blast and Skies to the squad. Nameless, what do you rate him?
I'm going to give him an A. Now, you might look at this team and just be like, it's just CDL pros. Well, no, Crim 6 has won Warzone tournaments. He's been to the finals of Warzone tournaments before. And then also Blast. All he did was stream Warzone for like 6 months, and he was incredible at it. I've seen him play with all these guys, and Skies, again, another player who all his downtime is devoted simply to Warzone. So I think that this team is disgusting.
All right, the big names from the CDL getting the job done with an A from Nameless. Didn't see that coming.